Well, hello once again. This is me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as usual from HASLINGDEN, due north of Manchester in the UK, on Monday the 5th of December 2011. I'm going to talk today about the argument between the scientists and the creationists. Basically, the creationists believe that God created mankind and the universe and all the animals, while the scientists, not all of them, but most of them, accept what Darwin said, that we all came from something that crawled out of the sea and gradually evolved. Just as the scientists say that once upon a time there was just this emptiness, and then there was this big bang, and then it all happened. Well, if that is scientific, that there was nothing and then a big bang happened, I'll eat my hat. Because to begin with, before something can go bang, there has to be some kind of explosive mixture there. And are they saying that suddenly one day a couple of sticks of dynamite happened to float by and caught a light and went bang? I mean, that's effectively what they're saying. But the whole point that the scientists overlook when they talk about human beings having evolved from monkeys is that man has a soul and animals do not. And it is as simple as that, and it will never change. No matter what level of science you study, you cannot get away from the fact that man has a soul. And it's referred to in all of the great books. The Bible, the Torah, the Old Testament and New Testament, and the Quran. You can't tell me that a man standing next to a horse is only different because the man has a brain he can think with. I've never heard such Codswallop in all my life. If you think about it, they talk about the missing link. Well, there'll always be a missing link, because we didn't develop from the monkeys. I mean, are they saying that one day there was a monkey hopping up and down, eating bananas or nuts or whatever they eat, and then all of a sudden the next day, or a few years down the line, maybe hundreds of thousands of years down the line, suddenly a creature arrives with a soul? But this is the problem. As long as scientists don't believe that man has a soul, there is no hope for them. And they can preach and teach all they like, and they can look down microscopes all they like, but they never convince me that all this that we can see and know is an accident. Because if it's an accident, then there is a God called accident, because we were all created by accident. But as far as I'm concerned, there is only one God. And it doesn't matter whether you're Jewish, Christian or Muslim. There is only one God. 4 prophets: Abraham, Moses, Jesus and Muhammad, on all of whom be peace. As you can have gathered, I do not believe that Christ was divine. It does not make any sense whatsoever. It's as ridiculous an argument as the scientists talking about this big bang that went off in the middle of nowhere, from which everything has arrived and happened. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And when I was at school, I couldn't believe it when I was 8 or 10 years old, when they were talking about the 3-in-1 and the Holy Ghost and all this business. It didn't make any sense to me. It does not make any sense whatsoever. Well, I've waffled on. I've no doubt I've ruffled a few feathers, and I apologise for that. But I get a bit tired of all these scientists. Carl Gustav Jung was a scientist, and yet he believed in the soul of man. And if these scientists don't believe in the soul of man, then heaven help us. I mean, are they happy that they just arrived on this planet and then they die and that's it? All we do is live for 40, 50, 60 years or so, or 70 years, 80 sometimes, and then disappear? Well, I'm not surprised a lot of people go out to the boozer every night and get drunk or take drugs, because if we're only here for a short spell, then it behoves us to go out and make hay while the sun shines, because that's all we're going to get. What is the point of trying to live according to the right principles if we only get a little bit of a short time here? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, Jesus Christ actually proved it. He preached that death was only the beginning of life, that this life is but a bridge which we must learn to cross, but not make our house on, not build a home on. And he let himself be crucified, a most cruel, cruel death, to prove it. And he came back and proved it. But he never said he was God. He talked about my Father in heaven. Well, I talk about my Father in heaven, but I'm not God. Definitely not. I promise you, I'm not. And Christ wasn't God either. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, does it? No scientific sense. If you read the Bible and read the Quran, it's quite obvious that they both came from the same source. But it doesn't make any sense that there would be one prophet who decided he was God, and everybody followed him, and then there was another prophet afterwards that we all choose to ignore. Well, I'm going to go now. I will say God bless while it's still legal in the UK to say God bless. Take care and bye for now.